So this multi-currency transition then, tell us a bit about where we're at. I mean, there are very mixed views. I think some people think it's a bit more advanced, some people think it's a bit less advanced. Where do you think we are?
Well, I challenge this whole industry. I'm going to challenge you guys again because we're somewhat failing collectively. We spend 80% of our time talking about the problems, 20% of our time talking about the opportunity. I asked everyone at the ARF event to flip that mindset. 80% on the opportunity, 20% on the problem. The reason I started with that is because it is solved. We don't have to talk about cross-platform, these data sets, can't figure them out. We just completed a massive test and learn, 158 brands. It gave us insights to our partners, our advertisers, as well as to ourselves around the performance of our impression and inventory for the first time. And so I would implore everyone to stop waiting for perfection because the data is as good as it's going to get and it'll continue to get better. And there are currencies and networks and platforms working together to usher in really this new measurement era, which is really, it's about the ads, it's about all the ads, and it's about all the ads fast. So let's stop talking about, proxies and, age and gender and any other thing with the word proxy. Let's get that out of our vocabulary. Because at the end of the day, we have now the ability to really unify an advertiser's first-party data, find that audience, find it across all of our touch points, and really help them not only optimize in real time, in flight, and deliver better in flight, but to also better help them understand the impact to outcomes.
So you've just been through the upfront process. You were very big on new measurement providers during that process. How did it change your discussions with agencies and advertisers?
Well, I think we said that we are 40% no longer transacting on traditional age and gender. That's massive progress in our industry. Because at the end of the day, like I said, it's about helping the advertisers really find that refined audience and that refined target wherever it is. And so, we have a lot of clients leaning in. And I think, a big part of that is the partner that we're working with right now, and there will be more to come. But iSpot started with partnering with the advertiser. 80-some% of their revenue is still from the advertisers. The platform was not built by the publishers. It was built by the advertisers for the advertisers. And so in our test and learn itself, we had over 30% of the advertisers participating who are clients of iSpot. They trust the data. They use the data to plan on every upfront and have been for many years. And now they're starting to transact on those plans, right? Versus just, plan on one thing and then really go and buy on a legacy currency that doesn't match the plan of how they want to actually execute cross-platform.
So big TV data is at the heart of a lot of these changes and creates all sorts of interesting innovation opportunities, as well as some processing and other challenges as we get into it. What are you learning about working with TV data as a way of transforming measurement and currency development?
Well, I think there's a lot of misperceptions that need to be myth-busted in our industry around the inability for big data to actually refine itself. Just imagine if Facebook was on the stage and they were taking a subsample of their very large-scaled user registration data and said that they couldn't think that they could learn from it in which to refine the bigger set of data. So I think we have to stop believing some of these kind of legacy mindsets around that small things can actually improve big things. I would say that big things are meant to actually refine big things. That's the benefit of technology, of data, dare I say the word AI, machine learning, et cetera, et cetera. And so, I think in our experience of working with big data, now we can count it all correctly because we can see it all, and therefore our advertisers can value it all. And so for us, it's really about we're leaning into the future around we do need speed in the TV industry. We're getting left behind by constantly thinking that we can't actually use some of these real-time signals from smart TV data sets and the like. And all that is doing is leaving television budgets to be, quite honestly, not seen as a great place in which to park money, because advertisers need more real-time understanding of their performance inside of a campaign. They don't want to wait 2 or 3 weeks, see aggregated data, not even daily impression counts, and have no ability to actually affect that campaign. You know, we as an industry, you know, this concept of ADUs, and if you're not in TV, it's, you know, it's basically the deficiency units that have to get rewarded back for the guarantees that didn't come through. It is painful for everyone involved. The agencies spend way too much wasted time trying to shepherd ADUs that actually don't add value to that advertiser because it wasn't delivered in the flight when they wanted it. Lots of paperwork, lots of approvals, lots of resource effort that could go to helping that brand figure out where to lay down that next investment versus shepherding something that we don't need to be in that world anymore.
It's hugely exciting. I mean, I think everybody would definitely argue that big TV data is clearly the future of measurement and currency development.
It's not the future, it's here.
It's here. But that's how we're going to be moving in the future.
We're moving.
It's coming.
John, we're
It's
here.
coming. It's here. We're
here.
We're here.
Like alternative,
There's work
let's
to be done.
stop talking
But
about...
work.
Nope, we're here. John, we're transacting. Let's go.
Okay. Tell us a bit about competition between measurement providers. So we obviously have a lot of them here, and they are very different beasts in some respects. They do quite different things. All of them are obviously trying to use TV data in different ways. How do you see that landscape?
Well, I think competition is a great thing. I think it helps drive innovation. It helps allow us to keep up or hopefully in front of the consumer as we move ahead. And I think at the end of the day, you know, we're seeing generally, you know, a lot of alignment with these big data sources that many are getting access to or already using. And, you know, I think at the end of the day, we published a very extensive measurement lookbook, and we really made it available to the entire industry because it's not about just like what NBCU is trying to do. It's about trying to push the whole industry ahead. And I really do believe that knowledge is power, and we all have full-time jobs. And doing the job of trying to sort through all of this takes a lot of effort and work. And so, you know, we were going to put the effort in, so why don't we share the knowledge back? Because measurement's a team sport. Everyone's heard me quoted 1,000 times over on that. Let's compete on the playing field on our content, our IP around it, our talent, etc. Not on measurement. Let's make measurement better so that we can provide value across all of our advertisers that are working across all of us.
So final question. Give us a sense of how you see the next 12 to 18 months. What's going to be in place in time for the next upfronts that's not here today?
Well, I think we're just going to keep seeing an acceleration of adoption of multi-currencies. It's here. It's happening. There's no slowing this down. And, you know, and my hope is that the focus on making sure premium content is not left behind in the race to equivalize with the walled gardens. You know, and of course you can do simple math, apply some kind of 2-second qualifier and say that this stuff is equal. We know that that's not true. So my ask of the entire industry is, you know, think about your kids, think about the society you want to leave behind, because television impacts society. Television shapes society. Television actually brings and shapes the way that diversity shows up on the screen. Diversity shows up behind the camera. We have an imperative to get this right. Maybe user-generated content, not the same imperative. Television, I don't want to live in a world where society is really based on Mr. Beast or whatever the next viral influencer is, because I don't think that that's the type of society that's going to be good, not only for our kids, but our kids' kids and future generations to come. So please, my ask is, there is a reason why bringing the walled gardens into the premium video marketplace for cross-platform is a challenge because these things are not truly comparable.